All right, welcome everyone to our Soul-Filled Sunday, this beautiful Sunday on March the 7th, first Sunday in the month of March. My name is Jariva. My pronouns are she and her, and very happy to be here with you this afternoon. Just want to double check with you all that you were able to hear Tim drumming by himself, as we want to make sure we have no technical difficulties this Sunday and that you're able to fully enjoy the drum. Thank you. So we are happy to be here with you. Tim and I are partners, and we are co-founders of the organization BeFor Collective. Our mission is to provide healing to the disadvantaged, disenfranchised, and marginalized through ancient wisdom, traditions, teachings, and ways of living. Currently, we have 3 programs that we are offering besides this program, BeFortheVillage. We have our Be for the Breath, which we provide group meditation classes. Be for Yoga, where we have asana Thursdays and asana Saturdays, where I lead you on a yoga asana practice. And then we have Be for You, which is our support and education grounded in well-being and self-care and mind, body, and spirit alignment and connection. So we're happy to bring you our Be for the Village program series, which are free offerings to the community, because we want to provide these ancient wisdoms and teachings and ways of living to everyone. We want you to know it's accessible to all. And so that's why we started BeFortheVillage. And our Soul-Filled Sunday here this Sunday to bring you the drum, to lead you in a guided meditation practice and yoga asana practice, was developed to, again, provide these practices and make them accessible and available to all. So again, we're happy to have you here. My part is to guide you in meditation and yoga asana. Tim is here to drum and to provide you a lesson on the drum. So we will get started, and I will let Tim take over.
All right, good afternoon, everyone. My name is Tim again. Hope you can hear me okay. If you can't, give us some visual cues. We're watching and we'll adjust as needed. Thank you so much for confirming. So I want to start off by saying Happy Women's History Month to everyone, especially our mothers, our grandmothers, our aunts, our sisters, our daughters, both those born into our families and those that we have chosen. So so happy to celebrate women this month. I'm going to start with a drum piece called Sunu. Comes to us out of Mali, West Africa, and the purpose of the rhythm was to honor and celebrate this beautiful dancer. The legend goes that there was a beautiful woman named Sunu Mamadi that lived in this village who was a phenomenal dancer. The drummers in the community saw her and wanted to create a rhythm for her, and that is how this rhythm Sunu was born. Today it is popular among young people, is played at celebrations, rites of passage. I read earlier today that it's also where young people show their prowess. So we've seen dance battles, soul train kind of battles, and so the women do their thing, the young men do their thing as well. And so I want to play about a minute or so of Sunu. Sunu. I'll plan on preparing a rhythm to play for each one of these monthly sessions. Hopefully I can find rhythms that tie into our purpose and theme for each month. So I want to go back, as we have a few new people, to talk about the instrument that I'm playing. It is called the djembe. It comes to us out of West Africa. There are 4 countries primarily where this instrument comes from, and they're represented by the old ancient Mali Empire. The 4 countries that we typically call out are Guinea, Mali, Ivory Coast, and Senegal. The djembe is made from a tree. There are blacksmiths and master craftsmen that carve out these instruments, and then an animal is sacrificed. Typically, it's a goat, and that goat skin is placed on top of the drum. And then I don't know if you can see from there, the drum is tuned. It gets its pitch by this rope tuning system. And again, in future months, I will go over how I tune my drum. I have some drums in need of repair. I may spend a few minutes to show you how I prepare and construct one of these. Inside that rhythm, Sunu, you heard me play a couple of elements, and we'll talk about those, and then I've got some other things I want to talk about. So you heard me give a signal. In West African drumming and this djembe orchestration, the signal is called a break, and you heard me play. That tells us we're going to start something, change something, or stop. So you heard me play it at the beginning when I got ready to start, and then I played it at the end before I played this short little breakdown. The djembe has 3 tones: bass note, a tone note, and then a slap note. So you'll hear me play a variety of those over the course of this afternoon. So that was our refresher. Last month, we talked about 3 principles. I'm sharing principles from a book by a guy named Greg Wilson called The Drummer's Path, or A Drummer's Path. And it talks about principles that drummers will want to remember as we take up this instrument to honor it and treat it sacred as it should be. So last month, we talked about posture, breathing, and internal, external, peripheral awareness. So posture is about us aligning our chakras, because I'm allowing energy to kind of move through me. If I'm slouched over, if I'm really just cramped up here in my, what is this one? Torso, what chakra?
You're in the solar plexus.
Solar plexus. It will trap energy here. It's not good for drummers. We can damage our kidneys and other organs if we don't allow this music and this energy to move through us. We talked about breathing. Breathing for a drummer will allow us to calibrate ourselves with the rhythm so that we can keep time. If you can see my feet, you'll see me patting my feet throughout, but I'm also going to be breathing so that I maintain a steady beat. Internal, external, peripheral awareness is about knowing what's going on around me in relationship to myself. Today, you're going to see me doing that during yoga. So if I feel like I'm speeding up too much, I'm going to be watching cues from Jariva to tell me to slow back down. If I feel that I'm too loud, I'll also back down. So you'll hear all of these adjustments going on throughout the day. Okay? So this month's topics. This month's topic is fear to faith. And so I wanted to figure out how I can find some drum principles to support and illustrate that. So this happened to me yesterday, in fact. It happens all the time. When I'm drumming, I will get fatigued. If I don't maintain my posture, if I don't maintain my breath, I will overwork myself and reach a point sometimes where I'm like, how can I go on? I don't know that I can go on, but I know my part in the orchestration, and I can't fall off. I have to find a way to get through it. And so these couple of principles that I'm going to talk about will help me get through it. Number one, knowing the orchestration. So in the coming months, I'm going to introduce some other instruments that are part of what we call the djembe orchestration. The djembe happens to be just the lead instrument that does the calls and directs the rest of the orchestration. So that's why I'm starting with the djembe. But you heard me play a couple of different parts. Imagine there's one drummer playing that. The other part that I play, that's the second part. There are many other parts to Sunu, and imagine us playing them all at the same time. If we're lucky one month, I will get my daughter to possibly come and join us so that you can at least hear two djembes together, because this African rhythm is polyrhythmic, and so there are multiple parts, and we're having a conversation. So the first principle about knowing the orchestration is understanding who's talking to whom when and what the overall music sounds like, so that when I get fatigue, one of the things that I can do is a principle called playing ambidextrously. So there are prescribed ways that we play our rhythm. For example, there's a passport rhythm that goes, and it's right, left is the way it's played. But if I'm able to play ambidextrously, I can start with my left hand, and I can even switch it up. So I'm going to give relief to my arms that will need it if I don't follow the principles from last week, breathing and posture, so that I can get through. The last two principles are learning the techniques for your drums. My experiences with the djembe and the djembe orchestration, I've never really played the congas, but in the book that I'm reading, Greg talks about on a conga, you kind of curve and cup your hand as you play the conga to bring out the sound of that instrument. And that technique is needed for that type of drum, the type of skin, the way that that drum is shaped. On a djembe, I'm going to play with either open fingers for my slap. I'm going to close and stiffen my hand for my tones, and then just play the bass in the center. So I need to know those techniques. So when I'm talking about switching hands, I also need to know that I have to still follow the technique and bring out a bass when a bass is called for, a tone and a slap, where they fall in the instrumentation or the orchestration of the music. The last principle is kind of similar to this one, is knowing the stick patterns. So again, in future months, I'm going to bring out what's called the Doon Doon family, that are a family of drums that accompany the djembe, and we play those with sticks. There is an appropriate stick for each one of the drums if I play them individually. If I play them like I'll be illustrating ballet style, I'll be using kind of medium-sized sticks, but I will talk about all of that and go over all of that at the appropriate time. And there are techniques with that one as well. Sometimes we may drop out a note that won't significantly impact the rhythm to keep it going, but also allow relief to the drummer so that we don't fatigue ourselves. And we're able to play for long ceremonies, like a wedding, a naming ceremony, maybe like the equivalent of the inauguration. We know there's a lot of pomp and circumstance. Those drummers play for a very long time, and they have to take care of themselves. So that is what I wanted to share today. That is about fear to faith, and it's really getting back to our knowing the instrumentation, our instrument, the rhythms and patterns, what our neighbor is doing, so that we can augment and allow ourselves relief as we're playing. So thank you. That's what I have for this month.
Thank you, Tim. So Tim mentioned to you that our theme for the month is fear to faith. That is releasing that which is standing in your way of moving boldly and proudly into your vision and your purpose. So, as Tim talked about, as a drummer, they have to move into their knowing, their connection with self, their connection with their instrument, the sacred drum, and with the people around them, so that guides them and moves them to a place of surrender and faith, so they're able to move forward. So today I'm going to guide you in a meditation around fear to faith, and then we're going to move into a yoga asana practice where we tap into our root chakra and we tap into our crown chakra, that which grounds us and balances us and harmonizes us in the root chakra. And then, of course, connecting to our crown chakra, that connects us to higher self, to spirit. For how you move from fear, which is disconnection from yourself, which is your higher and spirit self, is to move to spirit, to move to oneness, to move to alignment, knowing that your higher self is always unchanging, unwavering, and knowing everything that you need is right here. And that surrender to that place allows you to move to a place of faith and move you forward towards your vision and your purpose. So if you would like to, I invite you to move into a comfortable position, whatever feels right in your soul, in your body. If that's Shavasana, lying on the ground, perhaps that's sitting in a chair or the couch. Or if you would like to move into child's pose, which is where we will start in our asana practice, please feel free to do that now. And if it feels right to you, go ahead and close your eyes. Rise above fear. Embrace faith. Remember your power. You, as a divine being, having a human experience, make choice in every moment to either adopt a mindset of separateness and disconnection with spirit, which is fear-based, or one of unity and togetherness, which is faith-based. Stated another way, you either remember your divinity and the power to guide your emotions and instantly manifest a new reality, or you forget and fall into a state of fear, disconnecting you from your infinite potential. Faith is an understanding that the universe operates on your behalf. Choose not to take on the burdens, obligations, and responsibilities of the universe. It carries you. You do not carry it. Remember, your higher self or unfaltering, unalterable spirit is your truth, and you have everything you need within you to live life fully, completely, and wholeheartedly. Let life happen through you instead of to you. Whatever you want is on the other side of fear. Now allow the power of the breath, the inhale and the exhale, and the rhythm of the drum to connect you with the universe, with your higher self. Know that the breath in your body is part of the cosmic breath of universal spirit. Align your individual breath with the cosmic breath, releasing fear or separation with the exhale, and embracing faith and oneness with the inhale. And know when it's time to return back to the present moment and begin our asana practice. I will be here to guide you out. So, coming back to this moment, to this place in time, I invite you to bring your awareness back here, right here on your mat. This time that you have taken today to align in mind, body, and spirit. This time you have taken today to cultivate and affirm you. So bringing yourself into child's pose, a posture of rest, a posture of groundedness. Bring your big toes together and allow your legs to fall underneath you, either close together to support your back or out wide to the edges of the mat to allow yourself some space. Your forehead can rest on the earth, or you can place your forehead on a block to bring the earth up to you. And allow your hands to extend out long in front of you, rooting into Mother Earth, allowing her energy to move through you. From here, move yourself, your arms over to the right top corner of your mat, allowing your right palm to root into earth, and placing your left palm on top of the right, stretching in that left side body. Begin to move your hands, walking them through center, over to the left top corner of your mat. Grounding that left hand into the earth, placing the right hand on top of it, and releasing it into this stretch of your right side body. Begin to walk your hands back into center. And from here, bring your hands underneath your shoulders and push yourself up, making your way into a neutral tabletop position. Allowing your shoulders to stack over your wrist, your hips to stack over your knees, and your back is flat, your neck is long, and your gaze is down. From here, let's begin to circle our head clockwise, making sure that we're moving it all the way around, releasing whatever tension that we're holding in our neck, and it all fall away. I want you to get to a place, reverse, going the opposite direction. Providing balance, providing harmony. And come to a place of stillness. And from here, we will begin to circle our body, bringing ourselves forward, moving to the right, sitting back towards our heels, coming to the left, and just beginning to move and awakening our body, preparing it for this gentle asana practice. And when you come to the top, I invite you to circle in the opposite direction. when you reach the top, come back to your neutral tabletop position. From here, we'll move into one of my favorite poses, which is cat-cow. So inhale, guiding your heart forward, lifting your chin and your tailbone to the sky for cow. And then with your exhale, tucking your chin and your tailbone, arching your back up to the sky for cat. Inhale into your cow, dropping the chest to the mat, the gaze out. Then exhale, moving the back of the heart up to the sky, tucking in that tailbone and chin for cat. Come back to your neutral tabletop. And from here, I invite you to extend your right leg out to the side, directly out from your hip, with your toes facing forward and your heel facing back. All parts of your foot rooted into the earth. And then bring yourself up, coming into a kneeling T. And from here, I invite you to drop your right hand to your right leg and sweep your left arm up and over, coming into gate pose. Come back into center. And release your left hand down to the earth, extending your right arm up to the sky for kneeling side plank. Come back into center and release your hands down to the mat in front of you. And from here, you're going to kickstand your left foot, bringing your toes of your left foot to the arch of your right foot. And then from here, you can begin to slip yourself back, coming into a seated tree. With your left foot holding in towards your right leg, and the sole of your left foot resting on your right thigh. From here, we'll inhale our arms up to the sky, twist over to the right, and exhale, folding over that right leg. Let your hands fall where they need to. This is your practice. This is about you. So you do that which serves your body. Come back into center and allow that left hand to fall outside of your left hip. And from here, you begin to roll onto your shin, coming into stargazer, allowing your heart to open up to the sky, that right arm to fall behind you, and bringing your gaze to that right hand. Release back down to your seat. Fold that right leg into an easy seat. And then just roll over those folded legs to come back into your tabletop. From here, you extend that left leg out to the side, allowing that foot to settle on the earth, toes facing forward, heel back. You'll come up to your kneeling T. And from here, you're going to drop that left hand down to your left leg and sweep that right arm up and over, coming into your gate pose. Feeling that stretch in your right side body. Come back into center and release that right hand down to the earth, extending the left arm up to the sky for a kneeling side plank. Come back into center. Release those hands in front of you. And from here, you're going to kickstand those right toes over to the left, where those right toes face the arch of your left foot. Begin to sit yourself back and down, coming into a seated tree. Left foot resting, right foot resting on the left leg. From here, inhale your arms up to the sky. Twist over to the left. And exhale, folding over the left leg. Bring yourself back into center, releasing that right hand to the outside of your right hip. And then roll up onto that right shin, releasing that left arm behind you, bringing the heart up to the sky for stargaze. Release yourself down, back into your seated tree. Bring that left leg in, crisscross applesauce, and roll over those legs to come back into your tabletop. From here, tuck in those toes and move those hips up and back, coming into downward facing dog. Now again, this is your practice. If downward facing dog is not your jam, then you can always release yourself down to tabletop or come into a child's pose. But if you are choosing the option of downward facing dog, then your torso is moving back towards your thighs. All parts of your hands are moving firmly into Mother Earth. Your shoulders are broad, released down away from your ears. And your gaze is towards the back of the mat. From here, we will all begin to walk our feet forward to meet our hands at the top of the mat in a forward fold. From here, we will inhale ourselves up to a halfway lift, making a number 7. Our back is flat, our gaze is out 2 to 3 feet in front of us. Our shoulders are moved down our spine. From here, you will release with the exhale into your forward fold, bringing your chest, your torso towards your thighs. Then from here, slowly bring yourself up, circling those arms up to the sky into high mountain. Activated from the soles of your feet to the tips of your fingers, palms facing into one another, gaze up to the sky. Bring your palms to touch, and then release back with a slight back bend, gaze coming back as well. Bring yourself back into center, and with the exhale, release your hands down, bringing them into heart center, allowing your thumbs to rest on your sternum. From here, release your hands back up to the sky for high mountain. And then circle sweep them down, coming into a forward fold. Inhale yourself up into that number 7, halfway lift,
allowing your hands to fall wherever's comfortable. And then release yourself down into your forward fold. From here, plant your hands into the mat and step that left foot back, coming into a low runner's lunge. From here, you'll drop that left knee, untuck those left toes, and release those arms up to the sky for a low crescent lunge. Maintain a bend in that front arm, knee tracking over your ankle, releasing that pelvis down towards your right heel. Bring your palms to touch and begin to bend yourself back in your low crescent. Come back into center and release your hands down to the mat. From here, you're going to tuck in your toes, lift up your left knee to come into a low runner's lunge, and then begin to extend that front leg so that you move into an extended pyramid, allowing your torso to release down to that right thigh. Feeling that stretch in your right hamstring. Knowing that blocks are your friends, so you can always bring the earth up to you by resting your hands on blocks. From here, begin to bend back into that front leg, coming into your low runner's lunge, and start to walk your hands over to the left side, coming into a wide-legged forward fold. If this looks good to you, you can always remain here. If you would like to move to bringing your hands onto your lower back and interlacing them with your palms together, you can do that now. And then your third option is with your interlaced hands to reach them up to the sky so that you're able to move the crown of your head towards the mat, getting a little bit deeper in this wide-legged forward fold. If your arms are lifted up to the sky, release them back down to your back. And then release your grip, dropping your hands underneath you. Press yourself up into a flat back. And then begin to walk yourself to the back of the mat, coming into a low runner's lunge. Drop that back heel, angle those back toes at a 45-degree angle, and windmill your arms up, coming into your warrior two. In your warrior two, your front leg is bent, knee tracking over the ankle or behind it. Your back leg is straight. All parts of your foot are planted in the mat, moving yourself towards the pinky edge of that back foot. Arms are out to a T, torso over your hips, gaze out in front of you. From here, flip that front palm and move it up and back, coming into reverse warrior. Straighten that front leg and begin to tick-tock your arms forward, releasing that left hand down to the mat, a block your ankle or your shin, extending the right arm up to the sky for triangle. Your gaze can be down, out, or up to your right lifted hand. From here, you're going to shoot yourself up to the wide side of your mat, coming into a star. Arms extended up to the heavens. Feet parallel to the top and back edges of your mat. And from here, you're going to cartwheel your hands to the top of your mat, framing that right foot in a low runner's lunge. From here, you're going to step that left foot forward to meet the right in a forward fold. Now from here, we're going to step that right foot back to come into a low runner's lunge. We will drop that right knee, untap those right toes, and inhale our arms up to the sky for low crescent lunge. We will bring those palms to touch and release ourselves back, coming into a back bend in our low crescent lunge. We will bring ourselves back to center. Release our hands down to the earth. Tuck in those right toes. Lift that right knee off of the mat. And then begin to straighten in that front leg, coming into extended pyramid. Our right foot is flat on the mat. We're up on our right toes. And our torso is moving towards our left thigh. From here, we will bend back into our low runner's lunge and begin to walk ourselves over to the right side of our mat. Come into a wide-legged forward fold. Now, if this is comfortable for you with your hands underneath you right here, feel free to stay right here. Or you can bring your hands to your lower back, but this time interlacing them in the weird grip. The one that doesn't feel quite right. Bringing those palms together. And you can allow your hands to stay on your back. Or your third option is to bring your hands up to the sky, releasing the crown of your head towards the mat for a wide-legged forward fold. If your hands are lifted, release them down to your back, and then release your grip, dropping your hands to the mat underneath your shoulders. From here, push yourself up into a halfway lift, and then walk yourself to the back of your mat, framing that right foot in a low runner's lunge. Drop that left heel, angle those left toes to the 45-degree angle, and windmill your arms up to come into Warrior Two. From here, flip that front palm, move it up and back to move into your reverse warrior, allowing that back hand to fall onto the back of your left leg. Straighten that front leg, tick-tock yourself forward, releasing your right hand down to the earth, a mat, a block, or your ankle or shin, extending that left arm up to the sky for triangle. From here, begin to shift yourself up, coming into your star pose, reaching long and tall towards the heavens. Embracing the star. And then cartwheel your hands to the front of the mat, coming into a low runner's lunge at the top of your mat. And from here, you're going to step that left foot back, coming into a downward facing dog. From tabletop or maybe your tennis pose. From here, we will all lower down to our knees, coming into a tabletop. We will bring our hands out in front of us to allow us to coming into a kneeling plank. And then we will lower ourselves slowly down, bringing our bellies to rest on the earth. From here, you fold your arms, allowing your palms to rest one on top of the other, right below your face, with your elbows out to east and west, so that we can move into crocodile. So from here, release your right cheek to the back of your hands, and bring your left leg out to the side, bending it at a 90-degree angle, knee coming directly out from your hip, ankle tracking under your knee, left foot flexed, and just be here for the moment in your inhale and your exhale. Bring your left leg back, extending it long behind you, and then switch over, allowing your left cheek to rest on the back of your hands, and extend your right leg out to the side, bent at a 90-degree angle, with with your knee directly out from your hip, your ankle stacked underneath your knee, and your right foot flexed. And be here for a moment. From here, extend that right leg behind you. Bring your forehead to rest on your hands. Bend in your knees. And begin to windshield wiper your legs back and forth. Come to some stillness. And then just flip yourself over, coming to your back. While you're on your back, extend your arms out to the sides to a T. And rest the soles of your feet onto the earth. Knees up to the sky for constructive rest pose. And from here, cross your right ankle over your left knee. And release your right foot and your left knee over to the left. And bring your gaze over your right hand for a supine twist. Bring your legs and your gaze back into center. Release your right foot to the mat. Cross your left foot, facing your left ankle on the right thigh. And begin to release your left foot and right knee over to the right. Bringing your gaze out over your left extended hand. bring your gaze and your legs back into center. Release your cross left leg down to the earth. Feet planted on the mat. And if you do have blocks, I invite you to grab one of your blocks. And if you don't, that is quite fine. But if you do have a block, I invite you to press down to the soles of your feet, lift your pelvis up to the sky, and place that block underneath your sacrum. And then allow your sacrum to rest on the block. And we will all extend our feet up to the sky like we were standing on the clouds for waterfall. Allowing ourselves to rest, to release, to be in this posture. If your lower back is arched and not touching the earth, I invite you to bend a little bit in those knees so it releases your lower back down to the mat. And that's if you do not have a block. From here, we will all release our feet down to the earth. If you are on a block, please press your pelvis up. Remove that block from underneath you. And then I invite you all to move into your rest pose. Whatever is calling your name, whatever feels good to your spirit, to your soul right now, move into that version of Shavasana. If that's extending your legs out long, letting your feet fall to the edges of your mat, allowing your arms to rest beside you, palms facing up. Maybe that's placing a pillow under your head or a roll blanket under your knee. Maybe that's constructive rest pose. Maybe that's sitting in a chair. Whatever it is, do that. And if it feels good to you, I invite you to just release, relax, and close your eyes. Be here in the stillness. Be here in the ease. Be here in this place where you're able to just delight in this moment, in this time that you have taken for yourself, to align yourself in mind, body, and spirit. And just bask in that. And allow the rhythm of the drum, the life-giving energy of your inhale and your exhale, to move you into the embrace of the stillness. And when it's time to come out, I will be here to guide you out.
So know that if this embrace feels so good that you're not ready to leave, you can stay right here in the calm, in the stillness of Shavasana. But if you are ready to move on with your Sunday afternoon, I invite you to begin to bring awareness and attention back to your body. Bringing awareness back to your fingers, your toes, your hands, your wrist. Maybe wiggling those fingers, those toes, circling those wrists, those ankles. Perhaps stretching those arms out long above your head. Or maybe bringing those knees into your chest. Giving yourself a great big hug, a great big thanks to your body for all that it does for you each and every day. And from here, when you are ready, I invite you to rock over to your favorite side, coming into a fetal position, allowing your bottom arm to cradle your head, and releasing that top hand, connecting it to Mother Earth, connecting to that life-giving life force. And when you are ready, I invite you to push yourself up into a seated position. If your eyes are closed, they can stay that way. And we will come together as one as we close out today's practice. So a quote from Corrie ten Boom. Faith sees the invisible, believes the unbelievable, and receives the impossible. So take what you have cultivated here today on the mat, this connection with your higher self, this oneness, take it out into your daily experience and let faith guide you each and every step of the way. So I thank you for allowing me to guide you in today's practice. The light and divine in me honors and respects the light and divine in you. And I close this practice with a Shay, and so it is. Thank you. So how was that experience for everyone? Does anyone have any questions or anything they would like to share before we close out today? You're welcome, Audrey. Thank you. I'm glad y'all enjoyed it. So we offer BeFortheVillage Soul-Filled Sundays every first Sunday of the month at the same time, same bat channel. So we will be posting everything on our website and on Facebook and Instagram. So at BeFor Collective or our website at BeForCollective.com, you can find out more. We hope to see you again. And we do have a free self-care Sunday coming up on the 21st, focusing on fear to faith, where we really tap in and dive deep into that. So we hope you can join us then. But I'm going to close out today's practice with a quote from Dr. Martin Luther King Jr. Faith is taking the first step even when you don't see the whole staircase. So remember your faith. So thank you. I appreciate you all being here with Tim and I this afternoon. You have made our heart full, and we really do appreciate you all. So move forward and have a beautiful rest of your Sunday and a beautiful rest of your week, tapping into the beautiful nature of spirit and faith. And we'll call it good and we'll say goodbye. So you all take care. Bye-bye.